Hey guys, very quick tutorial today. Yeah, I just have like here some work I did in the past from like a F1 car, and yeah, it's just selling very good on my stock site, and I just thought that I just show you like the lighting process, because yeah, I think that looks really cool, and it's also like very easy, very fast, and yeah, you can just practice. And of course you can download here, I put a link in the description, like the 3D model of the racing car. It was just like a little practice, so yeah, you don't have like all of the crazy details, but yeah, you can use that as you want. And also I will put the Octane material here and the car paint material, and yeah, I'm not doing a tutorial on that because there is already like a very good tutorial from Norges graphics and also like the car paint, so I also link that in the description, so check it out. I just use my materials, and so you can completely follow along. So let's dive right into that. So here we have our F1 car, and yeah, just place it at a plane. Give the plane just a very basic like asphalt texture. Yeah, it's nothing special. Yeah, we have no lighting obviously right now, and yeah, it's just like super basic, because yeah, everything will be dark in a second. And also here you can see like the carbon fiber material, and yeah, it just looks absolutely beautiful. And also like the car paint material. So yeah, you will get it, as I said, as a download, or you can use your own materials. But in this tutorial we will focus on the lighting. So again, we disable the camera here, disable the lighting. Okay, so we deleted the HDR environment, and then you have something like that. And yeah, so let's create first of all an HDR environment, and just put like any HDR environment inside, because we won't need it later, but yeah, just for the camera settings. And if it looks something like that, just if it's too overblown, just click on the HDR environment, and color profile should be linear. Perfect. And now we just create an Octane camera. We go into the camera, and yeah, then of course you can play like with a lot of different perspectives. For example, yeah, if you go here and if we check like this straight shot, you see like this one, it looks, yeah, like the proportions, they look like very straight and nothing is like distorted. And if you go here, you see like the nose is like extremely in the front, and like the cockpit is like very far away, and it just doesn't look good. And also if you go back, you see it's because the focal length. So we just have like always just put a very high focal length. Yeah, so something maybe like 200. And yeah, you see, oh yeah, man, that looks already so much cooler, because everything looks like very flat, and like the proportions, and I don't know, I just like that kind of look. But yeah, we will just create something like that. But in that example, I want a little bit of depth, so we just try like 75, because like I want just to emphasize a little bit like here of the front of the car. It's not so important that our plane is ending there, because we won't see it, because we will do like a dramatic kind of stuff. But something like that. So just find an interesting camera angle, and then again, like always, I press F2. I go here to cameras and just into the perspective mode, so I can navigate here in the viewport. And perfect. So we can go to our Octane sky tag, bring it to 0. And first of all, I just want to create some light here in the front. So I am using like mostly just null objects. So here you have like a little null object, and I just bring it there where I want the light to look at. So I don't have to rotate the light 1,000,000 times. So I bring it somewhere there, and then we just bring an Octane targeted area light, and start to bring it into the scene a little bit, and just see what works and what not. Like first of all, of course, we have to bring down the power, and also so we don't get like overblown spots. Let's go to our camera and go to camera imager, enable camera imager, and just like highlight compression like almost all the way up, so we don't get like two white spots. And also like let's call that light nose, and just make that nose light opacity 0, so we don't see it like in the camera. And also distribution, let's try to make it kind of a softbox light. So we just go to the distribution, C4D Octane, and just fall off map. And in the fall off map, we make it here 90 degrees. And yeah, it will just look a little bit better in my opinion. And yeah, then we have to see like where it fits and make it small, so it's not making like everything too bright, and the lights and the highlights will be a little bit sharper. And yeah, just play a little bit around. And as again, I won't do like the perfect lighting from the beginning, because I will first like place some general lights and then later just adjust it a little bit. So yeah, I like this one a lot, I think, because like we have like this very nice highlight and everything is like lit up a little bit, also like the tires, but not too much. And yeah, maybe we can, yeah, I don't want to make it too bright because then gets everything too bright. And yeah, I think for now that's okay. So this is like our nose target also. Then I want to create a new target light, and that target light, yes, I bring it just here to the cockpit. So now I want to emphasize like all of our nice geometry here. So exactly like this is like our cockpit target. And again, we just create a new Octane targeted area light and just bring it in. And also again, just make it not so bright. And distribution again, C4D Octane, fall off map. In the fall off map, we just bring it into 90 degrees. And I also cockpit light. I also call this cockpit light, and I disable the nose light, so we can just focus like always on one light source, and also bring the opacity of the light again to 0. So you just don't see it here in the camera. And now, yeah, the interesting thing is, you see, because we have like, let me just zoom in a tiny bit. Yeah, cool. Something like that. You see, because we have like a lot of geometry and like weldings and edges, you know, you never want, when you have especially complex geometry, you don't want just to create like a light and just light everything up, because then again, it's just looking here. For example, yeah, I see that often a lot. Okay, with that material, it's even hard to make wrong, but you see like everything is just lit up right now, you know. But the thing is, if you have like so interesting geometry, you always want, first of all, like small light sources. You see, that looks already much more interesting, because you have like a very hard highlight. You get like highlights here, you get like highlights here, and you have like bright and dark places, like shadow and light. And what that is just making, it's just emphasizing like the design of the thing you want to light. You understand? And that's the important thing. You don't want to overlight everything, like especially when we do like that kind of dramatic lighting. And it could sometimes like really take a lot of time to really find the spot, what works and what not. And always play just with the opacity. And maybe you found one spot. Yeah, maybe rotate even the lights. And yeah, I want it like along the car from the top. Yeah, something like that. But you see, that would be already too much light. Like it's too much brighten up stuff. Yeah, you see, that's maybe something like that, because you have like very bright spots, but of course that's like overblown. But yeah, we will fix it like later, or even like that. So you really look like you really just see like this dynamic kind of, design. And if you bring the other light, yeah, we just introduce a little bit more of the lighting, but, with this second light, so with this nose light, we just have here too much light on the ground, and I don't want it. So we go to the plane here, right click, Octane tag, object tag. And oh yeah, I have it here already, but I just unclick number 3, for example, and this nose slide, I go into the target, into the tag, and down here at light settings, if we bring that up, light pass ID number 3. So this light will light everything except the ground because we gave it this, excluded it. Yeah, maybe we can even play a little bit around and bring again the other light. Yeah, something like that. For now, it's okay. Also, I want, yeah, because we have like here so much highlights, I don't know, I want a little bit here to emphasize a little bit also like the edges, because look, like otherwise it's just like going into the black. But I also don't want too much brightness here, because then it's takes too much of attention. So what do I mean by that? Again, I just create like a null object and I bring it to the carbon thing here, carbon wing. And again, just bring a new targeted area light, opacity 0, and just really make it small and not so bright. And also here, I can say that already, I definitely don't want to light the ground, and maybe not even the wheel. Maybe we will do it separately. So this we call just front wing. In this front wing, we give also light pass ID number 3, right? And exactly something like that. And yeah, I'm not sure about the wheel because I didn't do that before, but I think that looks really cool. Do you see? And the whole sense about that is we don't want to light everything too much, because look, like even if you give the wheel some texture, right? So like this roughness map, and man, that looks really cool, I think. And also like the scratches. And if you just, let's make it a really tiny bit brighter, and you see, it just looks, yeah, I don't know, not cinematic, but no, it looks really cool, because like this beautiful edge and those highlights, I think this light is already absolutely perfect, because you see here we bring already too much into it. But maybe even that, or maybe even make it a little bit smaller, because yeah, and look also like here, and you know, like it's just gives to the viewer like a little bit more of orientation. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Let's make it a little bit bigger and maybe make the light even a tiny bit brighter, because look, like if we compare it like store render buffer and we just disable this front light here, okay, that looks somehow cool, I think. Of course, yeah, we have to make the light here a little bit better, but just look at this area. It's just lost. You see, because we have like this wing, I don't know, like this design is absolutely amazing. It looks so cool, and we lose all that. But if we bring this front wing light here, bam, you see? And it's not even too much light. We don't bright up everything. So it's not, yeah, taking too much of attention, but it shows it has a nice edge. So if you watch at that car, and if you just rethink what we just talked about this wing, what else can we emphasize more? Exactly, like the rear wing, and maybe even, yeah, like this form here, or the wheels. So let's just try it, because you see this one in the back is just absolutely too dark. And I think that design is also very cool, because yeah, it's just like straight geometry shapes. I like that. So let's just bring in a null object again. And guys, I just checked out, it's already taking 20 minutes and I'm just explaining about like light and my thought process. Is it interesting for you? Do you want to know it? Because yeah, I'm not just want to show you, you place light here, there, and you have like a nice lighting and 5 minutes video. I just want to show you like my thought process, because of a lot of people, they just randomly place all of their lights and they absolutely don't understand what to do with the lighting. And like the whole thing, you know? So yeah, just tell me. Okay, so we have like our rear wing target, and we bring again Octane targeted area light, and we disable all other lights, bring the opacity down. Yeah, and this light we really want to make, yeah, definitely not so bright. And here we really want to find something interesting. Yeah, you see, like maybe if we bring it up a little bit, and yeah, look, something like that, because I like that. I think even if we make it a little bit brighter, because first of all, yeah, let's just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, first of all, here you see that geometry looks really cool, and the car paint. So we bring that again, but look, we have like dark places, we have like nice fall off of the car paint, we have like some bright places, and yeah, maybe let's make that light a little bit cooler. So just bring in a little bit more of a color. And also here, I like that because then we will have just like this edge here. So if you just bring everything up, you see, yeah, that looks, oh man, that looks so good. Okay, so let me just show you this area here. Let it render a little bit. Exactly. And now we can just compare it. And now we just disable this light. And look, because without this light, you see, this highlights, it's too much of a contrast, but here we want contrast because yeah, we have like this car paint, but it's just, yeah, too dark everything. But here you see, we just bring with the right angles, and we just bring here the geometry because like, look, just this edge here, right? Like without this light, you don't see anything. But we also don't want to make everything bright here because then it looks just too flat. But if you just bring one edge and make one side light and the other just, yeah, maybe 5% that it gets some light, then you get like this 3D thing. You understand? And that's the whole thing. We want to make it look, yeah, as, yeah, 3D and realistic as possible. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense what I just said, but you get the point. And maybe, yeah, but really just trying out like a rear wing, I just copy it with control clicks and bring it over. And the same with the light with alt click. So also with control click. So this is like our rear light 2. Name all of your lights, guys. So exactly, we have, and to that rear light, I bring the rear wing, yeah, number 2. And this light I just bring to the other side and make it like really small. But with this light, I really don't want too much, really just tiny bit, yeah, tiny bit brightening up like this spoiler. And yeah, let's just zoom in a little bit. Oh man, I think that could look really cool because let me see all of the lights. Exactly. We need this edge here on the top and this other edge. So we need this edge here and that edge. And yeah, something like that. But we could maybe bring this light. Yeah, cool. Something like that. But then we get too much. So maybe we can add again just a gradient. Oh man, I think that will look really cool. But let me just try to find another position. Yeah, I think this is cool. So T2DU and just, oh man, yeah, I like here like this thing, right? Like this reflection of the light. And bam, just a little bit, but maybe just make it a tiny bit longer. So we just get a little bit more, brighten it up. And just really just with love and just with feeling, just try to find what you need. And if we bring everything together and we make this light maybe a tiny bit brighter, so 3.5, and if we compare it, yeah, you see, we just bring like this nice reflection here. And without this light, look, it's because our background is dark and everything's dramatic, we just lose it, the whole geometry. So that's why, bam, we just bring in a little bit of light. And let's also, yeah, it's already blue. But guys, like look at this, but look at this comparison, like without those two real lights and with those lights, that looks 1 trillion times better. And yeah, I like that really a lot. And let's work a little bit. So I just disable all of that light and just work a little bit more on the cockpit light, because I'm not so yeah, I think I like that. So I just again made it very thin, and here like across everything. And you see, I just want, because our other light sources are already lighting those areas up, so I don't want too much brightness on those spots here. But yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time with it in the tutorial. Oh, and I just realized, yeah, I don't know where the discs are. Like here, this thing in the inside. But yeah, you will get it, of course, in the download. But yeah, I just want to show it to you just to emphasize this side here a little bit, because I think it's a little bit too dark. And I think we could improve it like a tiny bit. And for that, I don't need a target, but I need an area light. And this area light, I just rotate 90 degrees and bring it here and make it very long and like very thin and make it not bright at all. Let me just constant shading lines here so we just see it a little bit better. Yeah, something like that, but it looks weird because our ground is lit up again. So just make the light pass ID number 3 exactly. And yeah, let's bring in also a gradient and make it 2dV. Yeah, something like that. And maybe just make it a tiny bit brighter. So yeah, you see, we just get a tiny bit more of like this design elements here. So maybe we can even rotate it a tiny bit, but really just a little bit. And if we bring everything back and make this light just a little bit more bluish, okay, maybe we could bring it even more a little bit up. Yeah, and you see we get like more and more highlights, and somehow I like that, but also I don't like that too much here. So yeah, but yeah, like in general, look, like if the discs would be a little bit nicer design, you would get like something like that. But again, like the design is not good, but anyway, you understand what I mean. You see, like we get again like those edges. But yeah, in general, yeah, I think that looks really cool. And maybe just bring the light, that's not so emphasized exactly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like when everything is dark, you don't need an HDR environment, and especially for that kind of dramatic light. And then you can just, as we did here and all of the other tutorials, use every light source and place it exactly where you want, because you have the full control over it, right? So yeah, let me know if you liked that video, like and subscribe. And you can download, as I said, everything completely in the first link in the description. So check it out and tell me if you like that kind of tutorials. And see you in the next one.